Okay, I had to switch devices again. So we're on SFAI's turn, which is a Medici company. And you can see there, he still has a $20 token he can spend. He has a 3-train and a 4-train. I believe he's ready to do an OE run. So this device is going to be hard to set on the table, but maybe it'll be better because I'll pay more attention to where I'm looking. So there you can see from Paris it's a 1, 2, 3, and then it'll be a 4 to get to Constantinople. So does he have a Celsius token? He does not. So let's take care of that. Let's get him a Celsius token for 125. So that is burning almost all of his money, but we're fine. This is a investment well worth doing, and he has 6 upgrade points, and so he's going to spend them in Italy and get some Y cities upgraded here. So he's going to do 3 of them for 246, and there's almost no Y cities left. Just to give a small reminder, so the Y cities are becoming extremely valuable, and I hope you can see what I'm doing here. The one area that I foresee getting screwed is Russia because of where they are in the turn order, and they did get to upgrade some, but I don't know if they got to upgrade. No, they upgraded none of them, and I guess you could argue, because remember, with one of the companies that said all they did was help their government, they could have upgraded the Y cities back then. So what I may do is just reserve 2 of them for Russia for that reason. And yeah, because it would be a little unfair. How many does Russia even need? They do have 2. So, if you recall, I spent 4 for St. Petersburg, but then there was another Russian company that went, and we upgraded these little dinky cities to green, and I said, oh, it's no big deal. Well, here you can see we have just 3 of these left. And BHB is going to go next, and if BHB gets a choice in the matter, he's going to take 2 of them. And then Russia wouldn't get to go until much later, and there may not be any left at all for Russia by the time we get to Russia. To be quite honest, I think Russia is the only place, Russia and Prussia are the only 2 places that don't have, see there's a Y city there where DSJ is, and there's a Y city that we bypassed, and then also Amsterdam is a Y city. So those are 3 Y cities we could upgrade, but nobody will. The only 2, there's 4 that matter, and there's only 3 tokens left. And you can see there's one here that we're bypassing, that little Y city, and then there's the BHB Y city up there. So the one we're bypassing could also, quote, not matter. And that might be exactly what we're going to do. And technically speaking, this $20 thing went away because we're now in train phase 5, so BHB is going to get to place a $40 token. So with all that said, I'm going to reserve 2 for Russia because technically they would have taken those 2 when it was their turn. So it should work out just fine. I think everybody's getting what they want. So back to SFAI. He upgraded the 3 Italian areas. He has a 4+4 and a 3+3. The 4 is going to go from Paris to Constantinople, and then the 3 is going to run there in Italy. So let's get his run in. And I know this is a little harder with this device, but Paris is 80. Oops, turn it on. Paris is 80. Constantinople is 50, plus a $60 bonus. And then we have 2 $60 cities that are Y cities along the way. And how many whistle stops? 1 $20 in regular whistle stops and $40 in the upgraded whistle stops. That's a 4 city. Then he gets 60 plus 60 plus 60 for 3 cities. And I made a mistake. Let me correct it. And then 3 whistle stops that are regular. 580 for SFAI. So 58 a share, and he has 2, 3, 4. He has 6 shares. And then there's 4 shares. So Medici is going to get 348 and 232 for the company. So 348 is nothing to sneeze at. So we're going to give him 350, put $2 back. And so Medici's sitting on a nice pile of cash. This set of 50s, by the way, belongs to Tchaikovsky. So that's his cash right there. And what do we say, 232? So 232 is going to go to SFAI, who could buy another train. I don't know if he wants to. That's interesting. So what I think he's going to do is, since SFR has not done an OE run, SFR goes later. Yeah, I think he's fine. And then the question is can he buy a train? And the trains are $475. I honestly don't think he has $475. There's $225 and then change. So he doesn't have it. So he's going to have to sit tight with his 4 and 3 for now. And I think that's fine. I really do. But anyways, let's move on. SFAI moves up. And then BHB gets to go. And I'm going to just automatically move BHB up because I know we're going to hit our number. So with the reserving of the Y cities, I'm not going to upgrade this Y city in Austria. Now there's some bad implications there, because what that's going to cause is that's going to cause SB, when it becomes a government, to be constrained. That's one of the better paying cities for SB. So it does suck. I guess I can forego his starting city, but that was how I'm going to go into London, which, by the way, I'm going to do. So I'm going to buy a Port Authority token for 125 with BHB. Now, the Port Authority token has a special rule that you can ignore this. These 2 C zones can be ignored for the purposes of laying a token. So see the $60 token? I can lay it in London for basically free of charge. Well, I mean, I have to pay the $60, but I don't have to pay the penalty of laying a token over C zones because I have that North Seas token. And that's something you always should remember, is those North Seas tokens are pretty powerful when you want to lay tokens over water. So I made it into London with BHB, and then I'm going to use this Star Harbor and go there in that Y city up there. Okay, that allows me to use this port right here. So I can go from New York, skip this city, count this, count that, and then come into here, which is why I need the Y city, because I want to be able to count that Y city for something. The problem now that creates is I don't have the Y upgrade for Austria. And maybe I'll figure out a way to not be a government. I don't know. I think I've already committed to being a government. And once we unlock gray, I'll be able to catch it back up. It's going to be a challenge for now. And we are going to upgrade Vienna. So I know you may not be able to see, but I'm getting Vienna upgraded for 4 more track points. So it's brown. Okay, so our situation is we only have a 4 train. That's it. Because remember, we sold it to them in preparation for possible train melting. We have Constantinople for 1. We can bypass that Y city. We can hit this brown for 2, that Y for 3, and Berlin for 4. So we can do it. We can get to Berlin for 4. And on top of that, I have this $40 token that I can add, and I can either put it, I'm contemplating I can put it here to make this one worth more, or I can put it here. I think I want to do that one because I have a feeling I'm going to be doing a lot of runs to Constantinople. So I'm going to do that, and that'll help me this turn. So that becomes a $100 city, which is amazing for me. But we only have a 4 train, so here's how we're going to do it. Constantinople is 60 for the bonus, and then 50 for the spot. And then we need 80 for Austria, and then 100 for my souped up city, and then 90 for Berlin. And then we do have a $20 whistle stop, and $30 in other whistle stops. So 43 a share. It's for a 4 train, that's pretty good. So 43, and then we have 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 7 shares. So we're going to get $301, which isn't as much as some of these other companies are getting, but we desperately needed the money. So I'm glad to have it. And then 43 times 3, he's going to get 129 for himself, which helps. So I'm going to take $1 away. And we have a big stack of cash here. We are buying a 5 train with him. So I almost knocked all this over. And I know it's like this. Okay, so 475 is what we're doing. And let's get the 75 taken care of. There's 50, 60, 70, and 5. And 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we just bought a 5 train, which was very much needed. And that's actually going to let us do an OE run from Levant to Berlin, a 5 train. And then I can use the 4 train to go into London, which is also helpful. Okay, and then this. Oh. We're fine. So here's why I paused. When you get to the gray trains on the other side are the doublers, the D trains. New York is amazing to double. And then I would skip that Y city and I would double Birmingham, I would double London, and then I have a crappy Hamburg. So I was thinking that I wanted to put my token, my plus 40 token up in Hamburg. So Hamburg's worth $100. So as you can see, I can double 1, 2, 3, 4, and then potentially 5 with Berlin, right? That's an amazing doubler run. I mean, everything there is going to be worth $100 or more. But I just realized I can do it the other way. I can be in Levant for 120. Constantinople will be 100. It'll be 100 there. I made that Y city 100, and then I can double Berlin. Now, granted, doubling New York is pretty sweet. But anyways, I'm getting a little greedy, but you do have to sort of think that way. You have to think ahead. And doubling Hamburg would have been pretty sweet. So anyways, we didn't do that. We did buy the 5 train, and we also got our OE bonus. So we go 1, 2, 3, and we're now early in the game. Give us our OE bonus. Okay, I may have forgotten to give out those OE tokens to people, but I think we're good. Oh, SFAI got an OE bonus too. 1, 2, 3. So they're still ahead of us. Okay. Now, moving on down the streak, we have, next would be Lizard. Lizard's up next. And so, Lizard is a national, and we're going to use these 2 that I reserved, so that's going to be 4 of his points. And then he still has 5 more points left. So, there's 2 and 4. And yes, you can see all of the Y's are gone. And then he's going to go after some double whistle stops here. So this one is used. And so is this one. Okay, that's 8. And he can lay one more track somewhere. What does he want to do if he were to do that? I mean, I guess there's no harm in getting Finland connected up here. All right, Lizard has a 9 + 9 situation, and we're gonna just hit the red zones all the way up. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. St. Petersburg is 6. The 2 Y cities are 7 and 8. And then we just need to add one more, which is going to be a $30 stop for 9. Okay, so that's the thing about Russia that's beautiful, is as soon as you hit the higher tier level, it's just an automatic upgrade. So 1, 2, I think Moscow is 80. Yep. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and $30 for 9. Okay, so just cities alone, he's at 550. He has a Pullman, so he's going to add $30 for that. And my apologies, I know it's hard to hold the camera and do this at the same time. And so now it's whistle stops. So he has 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are upgraded. So he can do 20 times 4 plus 50 more and just regular. And that's 130. And I got to add that to the 580. So we got 71 a share, which is really good. For Lizard, he is at 5 shares. So 71 times 5. That's $355 for him. That's nothing to sneeze at. That's how we're falling behind, big time. But nothing we can do. Okay, so he made excellent money from that. So Lizard moves up. And next is GSWR, which is also a government. Well, hold on. Lizard is going to look at buying trains from other companies. So MSP has a 3 train, for example. MKV has a 3 train, and so does WW. So he's going to buy 3 trains from all 3 of them and replace his 2 trains. So he can do that, and he has to offer half price. So it's $225, and so that's what, $112? Yeah, so we're just going to pay $112 to everybody. I'm going to put this down so I can do that. So $112 to MSP. $112 to WW. and 112 to MKV. Done. Okay, so we move on to GSWR, and he is very much upgraded, but he's going to get those double whistle stops first for 4 points. So there's 2 of them, and he found 2. I'm just sorting them out here to try to help me in the long run. Yeah, there's only 2 more left after this. So he took 1 for there, and then that one. Oops, I placed the wrong one. Okay. Much harder to do with the camera. Somebody asked me, my friends are coming over tomorrow, and so I'm really trying to rush through this game because I don't want to deny you the conclusion of this. And I can't save this or preserve this. I will have to tear all this up so we can play tomorrow. Someone asked me if I could do like a live stream. Honestly, where would I put my camera? That's my question. I mean, I don't have a way to like dangle it so you can just see all of us playing, right? I can hold it and do this, right? But then I'm not playing my game against them and I'm slowing it down. It's a 9-hour game and my friends will get upset with me. But what I can try to do, and I will try to do, is maybe I'll turn it on and off and give you guys updates along the way. That's a possibility. So I'm going to see what I can do there and let you guys watch. Tomorrow, a lot of my friends are just unavailable from the holidays, so we're actually only going to do a 3-player game. 3-player games are insane because you're going to own like 6-7 companies. It's very crazy. So 3-player game is drastically different than a 6-player game because you're going to own a whole bunch of companies. Anyways, stay tuned and you'll get to see how that plays out. Okay, moving on. GSWR, we upgraded 4 points with the double whistle stops. So he upgraded the rare things. So then he's going to go, he gets 9 points. So he's going to finish this off for 5. And then he's just going to start upgrading regular cities for, so like 6, 7, 8, 9. So trying to do this again with one hand. And I may not be preserving the original track perfectly, but there's a part of me that doesn't care because no one's going to run these cities other than the government. Okay, so GSWR has 3, 4, 5, 6, it has a 9 plus 9. So London for 90, Birmingham for 80. That red zone up there is only 50. It's a crappy one. 60 for the Y City in Scotland, 60 for the Y City. And that's 1, 2, 3, that's 4. And then I need 5 more cities. And so you can see I got 2 of them upgraded to 40. So that's 6. And I need 3 more. And I'm going to have to do 30s. 1, 2, 3, and that's my 9. Still a good number. So now I got 80 for 4 whistle stops. And I easily have 5 other ones for 10 each. And then I have a Pullman for 30 more, 67 a share. And once again, Wellington only owns 2 shares. So that's a real big bummer. he's going to get 134 for hardly owning anything. Okay, but now he's going to do stuff. So GWR has a 3 train, as you can see, and so should Lawnmower. Lawnmower actually has 2 3 trains, and he's going to buy all of them. So he's going to do basically the same thing that Russia did. So now there's 4 3 trains in GSWR's possession, and basically 225 is going to Lawnmower and 112 to GWR. So 112 to GWR and 225 to Lawnmower. So that'll help him. And he's done. So he goes up. Chin is next. I'm going to move him up. I don't think anybody's not going to move up. But Chin is next. Chin has a 4 train and a 3 train, and this is one of the DeGaulle companies. And I don't think he has the ability to buy another train. So he's in a little bit of a pickle. He is in Spain here, and then you can see he's all the way up there in Lille, so he can at least touch London. So 4 train and 3 train. Does Chin have a South Seas token? I'm going to go check. 1 second. No, he does not. Okay, sorry for all the silence there. I was busy dealing with a lot of tokens here. So what I did was I took $125 from him, and Chin bought a South Seas token. It's a very necessary component so he can do his OE run. And that is done. Okay, so Chin is going to do an OE run. He has a 4 train and a 3 train. And with just a 3 train, he can go from Madrid to there to Constantinople. So 1, 2, 3, he can do that. And then he still has a 4 train, so he can also go, 1, 2, 3, 4 up there, or he can do Casablanca for 1, 2, 3, and then 4. So he's actually going to do the 4 train in Spain and the 3 train up there. We do have to do track upgrades. He's going to try to help the French government here. So he's just going to do a 2, 4, 6, and we're just going to pick 3 of those cities and upgrade them to brown. Now remember, he has to have contact with them, so I can't just pick the cities in the middle of nowhere like that yellow one there. I can't grab that one and just upgrade it. It's just... So that actually does make it harder, but I can at least get this one to brown for 2. That's fine. And you know what? We might as well get some whistle stops so I can help him get more money. So we'll do that for 2 and that for 4 or 6. Okay, so let's get this out. What do we need? I think this one would work perfect there. And actually something similar would work great on the other one too. There you go. Okay, so that actually increased his revenue. So technically, he probably shouldn't have helped even the government there, because I think he could have upgraded one of these whistle stops over here. But that's okay. He's only helping Trump if he does that. So, okay, I'm going to just announce it. 80 for Paris. And yes, everybody likes looking at the back of my hand. So let's see if we can hold this up a little. Or how about this? 80 for Paris. And then 60 for Lille. And then 90 for London. And then $40 in upgraded whistle stops. And that's all he can do for the 3+3. Then Casablanca is 60. Madrid is 80. Constantinople is 50. And then 60 for his Y city that he's in. And then he has 60 in whistle stops plus 10 more for one more whistle stop. So 59 a share for Chin. That's not bad. So 59 times 7, $413 for De Gaulle. De Gaulle is having a very strong game. So $413 for De Gaulle, and yes, that is a stack of 1,000 chips there, and that's a 10. I'm betting there. Okay, so he is raking in the money. Wellington's actually raking in the money too. So very good run for Chin, and it's an OE run. So Chin is going to go up 1, 2, 3, and join us. Actually, just 3 more. I already moved him up once. Yes, he's 1 behind us. But he's still bumped up 3 and got in front of Lawnmower, which is only temporary until Lawnmower does his run. And, sorry, I was bending over to add that. So, Chin actually made some money here. 59 times 3. He gets 177. So 177. I don't think it's enough, because if you come around here and look, I mean, Chin has a 4-train and a 3-train. That's 177, and then you're adding another 225. So 325, that's 400. He needs 475, so not even close. So he's going to have to sit tight with a 3 and a 4, and chances are that 3 is going to melt, but that's all he can do for now. So Star Harbor belongs to him. Okay, next on this grand list is SFR. So SFR, I think, is going to get an OE run. And we know this because SFR is a 3-train and a 4-train, and he's going to spend 1 to upgrade this, and then 2 more to upgrade that. So just need to find the right. So then we go 1, 2, and then all the way through to 3, and then come out the port to Constantinople for 4. So that was 3 of his track points. And then he's going to take one of the double whistle stops. For 5 of the track points. And he has 1 more track point left. And I honestly, well, yeah, he can help out the government a little bit. And he's going to just put in his 1 more track point there. So that's his 6. So we already said what his 4-train's going to do, and then his 3-train's just going to go through Italy, do an Italy tour. So Let's turn this sideways like this again. Okay, so Paris is 80, and then there's 60 for the Y city along the way, and then 60 for the Rome, and then 50 for Constantinople, and 60 for the OE bonus. Then it's 60 for Rome, 60 plus 60, those are the three cities inside of Italy. Coming from back to the Paris again, there's a $20 whistle stop, but then only $30 in the other three. And then there's $40 and then $10 in the other one. So what I just did there was 4 whistle stops and then there was 3. And of the 4 whistle stops, only one of them was 20, and of the 3, 2 of them were 20. So, and anyways, so that's 59 a share. Not bad. So 59 times SFR, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's another 354 for Medici. So well done to Medici. 355. So see these giant stacks of hundreds? We don't have that. And Medici doesn't have any governments. So I can't even blame the fact that we don't have a government on it. We have a tiny stack. And the only one that's left to go is DSJ, and that's us. And it is next, by the way. But it goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, like so. So DSJ is next. We have a 3 train and a 4 train, and I promise you we're getting an OE run. So that part's good, because we're going to bump up. We're going to take this last double whistle stop. This is the last one in the game, and that is super important, because we didn't want to get hammered twice with being shortchanged. So we got that upgraded for 2. I can't upgrade that Y city for 4. But what I can do is really DSJ can either SB is committed to becoming a government, so we just have to help SB as much as possible. So so what we do then is we just start upgrading. So that was 2 points. I have 4 more points left, so I just get to upgrade 2 other things twice. So I'm going to upgrade these 2 green whistle stops, which actually help us with our run, and so that's actually doubly helpful. We're going to get those both upgraded, and let's get this rolling here. So we would do, I think that would work, and then up there, wouldn't hurt to have another one. Would this work? Yeah, I think it would. That's not bad. Okay, so we got 2 upgraded there, and DSJ is in Berlin. Oh, hold on. Okay, so I'm going to take these back. Dang it. Sorry about that, folks. I just realized something else that's even better. I gotta find the one that was there. Here we go. Okay, something else is even better, and that's Constantinople. And in fact, DSJ is going to put a token down here. So we just gained the monopoly on Constantinople, which is crazy, but sometimes it works out that way. So DSJ is going, it still only has a $20 tile, or $20, here, I'll just show you. It still has a $20 station. So that was an easy 20 bucks to go into Constantinople. All right, so then we have a 4 and a 3. We can chain them together for a 7 plus 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll hit up there for 7. Or I can just do a 4 plus 3. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I skip Israel, I can get to Berlin for 4. And then I can do the Norwegian one for 3. Which one's better? I think I'm going to skip Israel for now and do the 4 plus 3, and then the 3 will be up in Norway. I think Norway is a good, valuable, and here you'll see why. Norway is 80 plus 60 plus 30. That's a good Norway run for 250. And then Constantinople was 80 plus 60 for the bonus, plus 80 for, so that's Vienna for 2, and then 60 for 3, and then Berlin for 4. Okay, then we have whistle stops. So we have 1, 2, 3 of them that are at 20. And then we'll have to add the last one for 10. And that's, because I chose to upgrade Constantinople instead. So that's 69 a share for DSJ. We happen to have 4 shares, so 69 times 4, 276. We're finally getting our hundreds. 200, 50, 75, 76. So we're finally adding to our hundreds, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's still a lot lower. But then he has 6 shares. So the company gets $414. That's amazing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we just gave the company a bunch of money. And in order to buy a 5 train, he needs 475. So he has it. Just barely, but he has it. And he will do it. So he now has a 3, 4, and 5, but the 3 is going to melt. I would have sold it to him. Oh, he can only hold 3 trains. That's why. He's not a government yet. He's train tight, so he can't, buy it from him yet. And I don't think he's going to get to. But the big thing is I did an OE run. And so DSJ is going to get a 1, 2, 3, 4 bump. Now, unfortunately, I'm not on the shelf, so I'm not going to be able to sell my shares. But next operating round, I will. I'll be able to sell for 180, 200. So that's not bad, and it'll give me time to buy more shares. Doing the OE run before I bought all 6 shares hurts me, because now I have to pay more money for the same shares. But it's an important thing to do, because we don't want DSJ to be at the bottom of the stack. DSJ is doing okay. It's not doing great. I think I'm setting myself up to make some decent money. I need to get doublers into BHB. So this 5 train may have to go over to DSJ, maybe not, or maybe to the government. But I need to get some doublers here, because he's set up to have 2 sets of doublers, a 5D and a 4D, and just make bonkers money. But in order to do that, he needs about $1,800 in cash. 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 3 shares available. Somebody might pick them up, but that's the situation for him. Okay, so we are now down to the final stack, the Russia stack of 3, and then MZA. So MSP is up. Is there anything else I needed to do with DSJ? I don't think so. MSP is up, and MSP is, of course, Russia. None of them have OE runs yet, and I think that's going to happen now. I think they're all going to get an OE run in. So let me grab my OE token for DSJ. Yeah, MSP is going to do his run. So he gets 6 points, and I think we've learned our lesson in some respects that the primary thing they need to get is their whistle stops up. So I'm just going to put this down. I know you can't see as well. So I'm going to set one of these trays underneath, and maybe that'll help. Yeah, that helps. Okay, so we're going to get this for 2, and this one for 4, and this one for 6. So those are just whistle stops I'm upgrading. All right, so two. Four, and then one of those is fine for 6. Okay, so MSP has a 5 plus 5 train. So let's do some math here. He may have to go back and redo his tracks. 1, we can skip that city, we can skip that city. 2, 3, he only needs a 3 train. Okay, we're good. So he can just pick any other 2 cities to add to it, and so he'll pick Kharkov and the one that MKV's in. No. Why would he do that? He's going to do 1, 2, 3, and then he's going to add Finland, the red zone up there, and that red zone over there. Well, he can't do Finland, but he'll add that red zone up there, and then one of these. So we're done. Okay. So it's a 5 plus 5. So Constantinople, as you know, is 140. It's an 80 plus a 60. And then Moscow is 80. And then it's 80 for St. Petersburg. And it's 80 for the Sweden zone. Let me make sure. Yes, 80. Okay, so that's 4 of his 5 stops. And then just pick any of the 60s along the way, like the Y city. So that's that. Then he has 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he easily has 5. Oh. And then he has $20 whistle stops. Plenty of them. So $54 a share for MSP. Not bad for 1 train. So MSP shares. 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 6 shares. So 6 times 54. Tchaikovsky's getting $324. So just grabbing 325 and giving $1 back. Okay, and then the company sold all of its shares already, so it doesn't get anything. So that's fine, because I think he was planning on becoming a government. That's why. So now the question is he going to buy 6 trains next? So whoever buys the 6 train melts the 3s. So he may not want to melt the 3s. Oh, actually, look at the situation. He already sold all the 3s. So WW sold its 3. Lizard bought them all. So MSP has this giant stack of money, and it needs to buy a train. So he's either going to buy a 4 train from somebody, like nobody. I mean, obviously GWR might sell one, but they're not going to care. Now, it is possible. So, like, for example, MIDI has a 3 train, and MIDI could say, hey, I'll sell you one of my 3 trains. It's possible, but not likely that somebody's going to do it, and they won't do it for half, like a government would. So let's look at this. A 6 train is $600. MSP has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, $600. And so he would lose $50. He's going to screw Trump. Trump is going to be in bad shape. but he's going to do it. And it's going to hurt Trump a lot, and you're going to see why in a second. Okay, he's going to do it. He's going to buy a 6 train for a company that's going to go to government. It's not a bad idea. So MSP is going to become a government with a 6 and a 5, 2 permanent trains. So he bought it, and it's peanut butter melting time. So now we have to, in turn order, figure out who's melting or what. So this was Tchaikovsky, so we start with Wellington. Wellington's not melting anybody. So I'm going to leave this camera here, and I'm just going to look real quick. The 3 trains are melting, and they should all be purchased. So, and they are, because GSWR took them. Okay. Now, the one thing is that the companies are going down to just 2. You can only have 2 trains from here on out. And then the government companies can only have 3. So even though this one has 4, it's going down to 3. So that goes away. And moving on to de Gaulle. Now de Gaulle has Plum, and so same situation. He's dropping down to 3. And if you're ever curious, it's listed right here. Your train limit. It's right here, 432. So after the so you're gonna have 4 in the beginning, then you can only have 3, and then you can only have 2 after train phase 6, and then the nationals can only have 3 after train phase 6. You see how that works. So anyways, another one gone for Plum. Now what about Bell and Chin? Nobody's going government, I don't think. He was tempted to do it with Chin because, see, Trump's already upgrading this, and then Chin doing the same thing would be pretty powerful. But having 2 governments is not very powerful. Well, it can be. Chin doesn't have a lot of money, and it doesn't have a permanent train. That's Chin's problem. Bell, for sure, is not going to care. So Bell doesn't have a lot of money either, but he at least has a permanent train. And Bell's going to grab this. And I did just realize I need to give Bell $47 because he has the J Company. So do I have $3? I'm going to just take $1. I'll give him a 50 for now. I'll settle that later. Okay, so back to this. Chin is not going to go national. I think it would be too much for him to have 2 companies that go national. Chin is sitting pretty, though. It did its OE run. Oh, what do I do? What do I do? Sorry, that was my dog. That's a tough choice. Chin's sitting on a 4 train right now. And he needs to find a way to get money. And he may never get money because de Gaulle already purchased as many shares of Chin as he can. So Spain is not a bad country to be a national. The fact that Trump is already nationalizing it means that he's upgrading it a lot. This would be a lot easier if Chin were in France, but he's not. I mean, he's in France, but he can't be a national in France. Here's the other problem with Chin, is where's his tokens? He has 1 in Spain and 1 up there in Lille, France, and that's it. So all of his runs need to be that way. And if he's going to do Constantinople runs, it's all going to be through Spain, which is not a big deal, but So I'm looking, that's his money there. So I see 200 and 300 and change. That's all I see. The trains right now cost $600. So in order for Chin to get another train, he would need to come up with $300. He has 3 shares, so he's going to make money off of 3 of his shares. Okay, we're done. He's going to just have one government and that's it. Okay, so we're moving on. Trump already has a government. He has MZA, which is, this is the problem, and this is where Trump's going to get screwed. So if we come over here, you're going to see, of course, that MIDI loses a 3 train. No big deal. But MZA is going to lose both of its 3 trains and have no train at all. And MZA has no money. Did you notice? There's no money. So Trump has no choice but to go government with it. He wanted to do an OE run, and he was actually set up to do an OE run. He actually had the tokens. He even had the trains. But he never got to take his turn because he goes dead last. He has no money. So when it becomes his turn, there would be a forced train purchase, and Trump would have to come up with $600 out of his own personal cash, or he would have to buy a train from like MIDI. Now, technically speaking, the reason he has no money is because he bought from MIDI anyways. He could have bought the 4 train. And I don't know if you recall that, but so that was a poor choice. We bought the 3 trains banking on the fact that he'd be able to take his turn, and he never did. So, very poor choice. I'm the one that made it, so he's going to go government so he can keep his trains, you know, because they're rusting. So we'll keep 2 trains, and I'll do the government thing in a second. So, so if I remember now, we have 2 companies that went government. We have MSP and MZA. So I need to do that off camera. Okay, so now it gets to us, and we are going government with SB. So we'll keep our trains. So that's 3. And then we go to Medici, and he's going government with SFR. So that's 4. 4 companies going government. And that's quite a lot for this phase, but hardly anybody did in the first phase. So, okay, I'm going to pause it here. MSP did go, and it's going to go up 1 because he actually he's going to go up 1, 2, 3 because he did his OE run, and then of course I need to take care of the government. So I'm going to pause it here. I'll take care of that off camera. I have, I believe, 4 companies I need to convert. And I have a son that's going to ask me a bunch of questions. So I'm going to let you go. Stay awesome. See you soon.